Joining us this morning, Titania Jordan.
Titania Jordan. Did I get the name right?
Titania.
Titania. Okay. All right.
It's Titania Jordan. Okay, so we are rocking and rolling today on this episode of Connect with Chris Lindner, VP and CIO, bing, of Manhattan Associates.
Good afternoon, Titania. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
So tell everybody what Manhattan, let me try that again. Tell everybody what Manhattan Associates does.
So Manhattan Associates, wow.
Right? It's something.
It's the green.
I know.
Yeah, so Manhattan Associates is a leading provider of supply chain and logistics management software and solutions. Newly announced Manhattan Active is our SaaS offering in the cloud, beginning with omni-channel retail, extending to transportation management and warehouse management.
Awesome. So SaaS, for those of you who don't know, software as a service, and then people watching out in the internet world range from students that might not be as familiar with what that means, and then obviously up to CIO, CEO, CTO level. So for the people on the newbie part of the spectrum, talk more about what that means.
Sure. Our solutions traditionally have been installed within the company's infrastructure. And so what we're approaching to do is to embrace a broader market by allowing them to come to us for a subscription-based consumption model and run their software in the cloud, sort of like Salesforce or Google or Gmail, that sort of solution, rather than having to invest in the infrastructure and the people to run it in their data centers. We'll run it for them, provide them continuous upgrades. It's really versionless software. If you think about what Salesforce has pioneered. So it is the new way of software delivery that has been pioneered by Salesforce. And in the consumer market, if you think about Netflix, right? So Netflix, you can go out and get any movie that you want, watch it in real time, rather than having to go to your Blockbuster, pick up the DVD, watch it, and then return it. It's really, Netflix is the epitome of cloud for consumers. We're attempting to be cloud for retailers and supply chain vendors and software providers.
I love that. That is an excellent explanation. You also are involved with TAG's Excalibur Awards.
I am, yes. I'm very honored to be the chairman of the Excalibur Awards this year for the second year in a row. I'm vice chairman at TAG, and we're really excited about the Excalibur Awards. And one of the things that is really passionate for me is watching technology drive business value. And the goal of the Excalibur Awards, really the spirit is to embrace and honor and recognize those companies that have taken technology and applied it to their businesses to drive more value, to drive more productivity, to innovate new products. And the Excalibur Awards recognizes those folks in Atlanta, those companies in Atlanta that have really done that beyond and further than anybody else.
I love it. I love it.
It really is. It's a really empowering to see the innovation in the Atlanta market. It is the mission of TAG is to differentiate the Southeast, but specifically Atlanta, in technology, and really go head to head with Silicon Valley. As we are as good or better than they are.
That's right.
And so for all of you watching in the Southeast, you should be proud of the work that you're doing. But we still have a long way to go. Let's go after those guys.
Let's get them.
They've got a head start on us. But if you think about the Atlanta market from a technology perspective, fintech, nobody can touch us from fintech. I think the last numbers I heard was 70% of payments flow through the infrastructure in Atlanta.
I think it's more.
It's a big number. Health IT is a very big marketplace in Atlanta. Supply chain logistics, omni retail, with Manhattan Associates leading the way. We are doing things that people have never seen before. And then you start to think about some of the up and comers in the AI space and the machine learning space, with the Weather Company and IBM's partnership now, and the extension of Watson into everything that we do every day. That's all been founded and grounded in Atlanta tech, and people in Atlanta really driving that innovation and that spirit of let's make the world a better place through technology.
Yes.
And it's so exciting to be a part of.
Are applications open right now?
Absolutely. Applications are open. Sponsorships are open.
Okay,
That's
key.
And we're looking, absolutely. We can't do these awards and recognize the people without the help of our sponsors. And so there is tagonline.com, Excalibur Awards, and the whole sponsorship packet is there.
Nice.
And you can nominate folks, and really, without the sponsors, but the nominations, we really want to see the best of the best in Atlanta, because it's really super exciting to present that back to the community. And I'll tell you, as a CIO, I go to the Excalibur Awards, and when I wasn't the host, busy with those duties, I would sit in the audience and I would think about those business cases that you see, or those solutions that they get presented, and you go, okay, how can I tack this back to my organization, and does this have any applicability to my business? And just last year we saw a lot around training and gamification. In fact, IHG and Coca-Cola and Cox were big in that space, big brand names in Atlanta too, right? Ding.
Ding.
But those folks presented their approach to gamification and using it in training and education, and the whole badging and leveling up, and it was a really an interesting idea around, okay, I could use that internally, but I could also use that with my business customers.
Yes.
So do you want to be a supply chain expert or an omni retail expert? Let's give you an opportunity to learn and grow and progress, and we can provide certifications or badges, or create a community of these folks, and they can really look and see, oh, well, he's a level 1 POS person, point of sale, sorry.
To clarify.
To clarify. Yeah, that goes both ways, doesn't it? But, so to sit in the audience, see the experience and how people have taken what would look like a consumer technology and applied it to a business problem and solved created some really interesting value. It's just fascinating to me.
Absolutely, and we will pop that link up below as you're watching this video in the description. There'll be a link right to TAG's website, right to where you can both apply for the Excalibur Awards, to either nominate someone or be a sponsor. So we will definitely be supporting that. Remind me, who was the winner of last year's Excalibur Awards?
Well, so there are 5 categories,
Okay.
And we honor people across what we call small business.
Mm-hmm.
The spectrum of people we look across. We look state and government,
Mm-hmm.
education. The University of Georgia won last year for a business intelligence platform that they've built that allows them to look into the student populations across all the counties in Georgia and tailor their recruiting and marketing efforts into those schools to ensure that they get the best of the best out of those schools, and also to give the school systems visibility into where they can improve their curriculums. And there's a state mandated curriculum, but you can adjust and adapt it to allow them to provide the best candidates out to the university system of Georgia. Mm-hmm. So that was really cool. And then we had Coca-Cola, big brand. They did some really cool things around a unifying brand strategy across the globe. And if you look at their business case, Coca-Cola is really a brand marketing company, and they go to market through bottlers in the different geographies. I think that, and I'm going to misquote the number of bottlers, but it's 70, 80 bottlers across the globe that they have to make sure that they use the Coke logo correctly, that they, as they create marketing collateral, that they can share that. Germany creates some marketing collateral, Brazil wants to use it. So they created a unified marketing platform that brought all that brand messaging together, so they have a consistent go-to-market story for their product across the globe.
Awesome.
It's fascinating, and the scale at which they were solving this problem was amazing.
Yeah, don't be afraid to submit. Like, no nomination is, unworthy.
That's right. No, and in fact, so we had a winner 3 years ago. A gentleman, his first name was Jack, and he was a 15-year-old high school student.
Oh, I love that.
He beat out Coca-Cola. He beat out IHG. He beat out Cox Automotive.
Wow.
He beat out some really big names, and he won in our innovation category.
Oh, snap, Jack.
And what Jack did as a 15-year-old was create an application called Food Finder. And what Food Finder did was allow underserved teens who didn't know where their next meal was coming from to find the places within Gwinnett County to begin with, churches, schools, food banks that offered free food to teens so that they could find their next meal. And this is a 15-year-old, right? So he embodied the spirit of really what Excalibur is all about, which is driving that innovation for the greater good, whether that be the greater good of society or whether that be the greater good within your organization. But Jack beat some big names, and Jack has then gone on to take that into a scholarship at the University of Michigan. He's gone on to do internships with 2 big consulting companies in Atlanta, and he's only a junior at the University of Michigan.
Wow.
So we expect Jack to come back and do some really great things.
It's not what I was doing when I was a junior.
No, I was playing with G.I. Joe still. Oh, this is going to be on the web, isn't it? Yeah.
No, but we're looking for those gems.
Absolutely.
Those hidden gems to bring them to all their glory, and really, rally around them and support them and further the mission of TAG, which, again, for those of you who don't know what it is, and you should, because it's the largest state tech trade association in the country. It's the Technology Association of Georgia.
30,000 members.
Bam! And it's not a small number of people.
No, and it's a great place for networking. It's a great place to tap into people who've solved the problems they're looking to solve already. It's a great place to tap into people that are trying to solve the problems you're trying and brainstorm. It's a great place to socialize with like-minded technology professionals.
It's really fun.
We run almost 300 events, whether they be our real big flagship events like the Georgia Technology Summit in the spring, with our conclusion event in the fall, which is Excalibur, and everything in between from Tag Ed and Tag It events. Tag It's got a golf tournament coming up, which we're really excited about. So no matter what your interest is, it spawns the gamut. We have 30 societies,
It's amazing.
30 plus societies, all the way from Tag Retail Society through to Tag Ed, which is fostering STEM education in the local schools, all the way down to the middle school. And all of those things designed to bring Atlanta to the forefront of the technology community in the US and frankly in the world. We want to be looked at as one of the technology centers across the planet. And STEM and Tag Ed are driving that talent pipeline for us. And then Excalibur and Georgia Technology Summit are showcasing that innovation. And then TAG is designed to continue to foster that through camaraderie, joint collaboration, social networking, and all the different things that we provide.
So cool. Chris, how did you get to be where you are today? You have an amazing title with an amazing company.
My journey is pretty interesting, and it isn't necessarily your typical CIO journey. I started out in a call center, answering the phone, answering accounting questions on an accounting software package. Then went on to do some implementation, but I think that the key differentiator for me was I was always founded in customer service, and I was always founded in business.
Nice.
So technology itself was a means, not an end. It was a path, not the destination. It was always about how do I take something and make more valuable, make it more valuable, make more value out of it. And I find that technology is now woven into every single enterprise on the planet. So it's a very portable job. So
Yes.
it's a great career path if you're looking to not be pigeonholed. But the reality of it is it also drives so much value in innovation, and it can be the make or break for most companies. So my journey was through customer focus, servicing the customer, growing up, building products for customers, then doing some consulting with one of the big four, KPMG, and then just how do you make teams function and how do you grow talent? And I take a lot of joy out of growing talent. I've got a particular story within my organization. We had a millennial come out of one of the local, Georgia Tech, one of the local colleges. She was a business major out of Tech, which is not the most common thing. She came in and started working in our Salesforce space, and she was very green, but she showed a lot of aptitude, so we gave her a couple stretch assignments, and she's now gone on to found her own company. She's a partner with a local Salesforce consulting firm, and she's doing great things. And when people ask me what my success stories are, it wasn't implementing SAP on time and on budget. It wasn't transforming an IT organization to save $50 million. It was watching that person go on to become all that she, or to see what she could be and really start to work for that. And that's where I drive a lot of my passion, is showing people what their potential is and pushing them to achieve that.
I love that.
It's awesome. It's a privilege to be entrusted with people's careers. It's a privilege to be entrusted with showing them the path. and then it's a duty to really give them the skills that they need, or give them the opportunities they need to develop the skills they need to become their best person.
I love it.
And that's really what it's all about, all of us.
It's, finding your unique ability and pouring into others, and servant leadership. That's a whole nother episode.
Absolutely.
Whole nother episode of Connect.
Yes. I'd have to make some notes on that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Chris, as we conclude, what is I'll give you an ABC choice of how we conclude. A, some of the best advice you've been given that you can maybe impart to those watching. B, what's a way that everybody out in the world watching right now could maybe rally around you and anything you would like to do, how we can help you? Or C, really awesome, clean joke.
So I'm going to pick A and B.
Okay,
because
good.
I don't know any clean jokes. So I'm going to stick with A and B. I'm going to mix them together.
Okay.
What you can do to help me is obviously support TAG and support Excalibur.
Done.
So I think we're going to have those links at the bottom of
Absolutely.
the screen. I have a lot of passion around what Technology Association is doing. I have a lot of passion around Excalibur. The coveted sword has really become an attainment goal for a lot of people. So support Excalibur, whether it be from sponsorship, whether it be through nominations, whether it be attendance.
Yes.
Any one of those three things would be awesome. And if you're interested in being part of Excalibur, you can get my name through the Technology Association of Georgia. Reach out to me and we'll figure out how to get you engaged. So that's number one.
Okay.
That's answer to B. The first part, and I think the best advice you can really give anybody in really any career and in life in general, in my opinion, it is don't be afraid to fail.
Yes.
You're going to fail. You're absolutely going to learn more from your failures than you are your successes. So what I tell my teams is, if you're not failing, you're not risking enough. You're not trying hard enough. So fail fast, pick yourself up, dust your knees off, learn from it, and move forward.
Yep.
Because the envelope is only pushed through our failures and through trying new things. And frankly, from my perspective, some of our failures are as important as our successes.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm fired up now.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Rocking
I'm ready
and
to
rolling.
crush it.
Rocking and rolling.
Let's go make big things happen,
That's right.
Chris.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We need to make big things happen. And Titania, the work that you do here for getting that story out around technology in Georgia is invaluable. And we really do thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Chris Lindner, VP and CIO of Manhattan Associates. You're awesome. High five.
High five. Thank you.